Hi everybody, I'm Tabby and welcome back to Take Heart. Today is going to be another Take Heart talk where I just sit and just chat to you about things that I'm thinking, things that are going on. This video has a theme, as you'll have seen by the title, but I don't actually know what I'm going to say. I had a conversation with one of my best friends earlier in the week where I said I was a bit unsure who I am. Such a heavy thing to start off with, isn't it? I'm struggling with just some things that I think, and a bit with my identity, because I've made so many changes in the last year, so many changes. I'm just having a wobble and a bit of a low moment. And when I was talking to him, he said about Take Heart and was like, yeah, there you go. That's another facet of your personality. Like, I'm creating like a hexagon of people in one person, and it's a bit, and no wonder I'm confused. So he suggested taking a break from Take Heart while I feel like I've got this inner conflict, and the family are home, so there's like a little bit of noise in the background, I'm sorry. He suggested taking a break, and as soon as he said that I was like, no, I can't possibly lose Take Heart because I love it too much. I totally see what he was getting at. For me, I'm just going to interpret that as, right, then I need to be 100% honest in myself with Take Heart. I'm probably going to talk about this more later on, but with blogging and YouTube and Instagram and all of that stuff, even if you are really secure in who you are and you're really strong and really confident, it's really easy to get swept up in the madness. And I've definitely found myself at points acting like what I think a blogger or a YouTuber should act like, rather than just being myself. And you do get so focused on things looking so pretty and things being so aesthetically pleasing that you forget your real life. Do you know what I mean? Which is why I love these videos with Take Heart so far. The ones that I've done where I've sat down and just been really honest is the most me I've ever been. And like, I am buzzy and fun, and I love doing makeup videos and chatty things and being silly. And it's not that the other stuff isn't me. It's not that the buzzy makeup videos, the giddy excited girl that's talking about a lipstick, the one on the photo shoots, the one doing this exciting thing or this exciting thing. This isn't me. Like, it is me, but I'm a lot more chill than maybe I put across on the internet sometimes. Like, I am not the crazy friend. I'm not crazy big personality. I'm really mellow, actually. Like, this is me. So a little rant about my identity crisis. I basically felt like giving up this week. I felt like giving up and going back to full-time work. I wouldn't even say that I'm getting like negative feedback or I'm not getting affirmation from the work that I'm putting out there. I just beat myself up every second of every day. And so when you're doing that to yourself, it's going to really affect your mood. The biggest evil in social media is comparison against yourself and against other people, and I'm not immune to it. I have a huge wooden stick with comparison written across it, and I just whack myself with it 50 times a day. Whether that's that photo didn't get as many likes as that photo, and that isn't as pretty as that, or that image doesn't look as good as that video isn't performing well. And this is where the identity and trying to be somewhere else comes in, because I'm like, right, you need to be more energetic and more fun there, and you need to be more interesting there, and you need to be, and I don't need to be anything but myself. But when you're in this little cyclone, you just can't see the wood from the trees. You just completely lose sight of what's real and what's true. So I beat myself up about my own comparison, and then I just flame myself with comparison to other people. She's prettier than me, she's doing better than me, she looks better in pictures than me, everybody likes her, nobody likes me. Like, insanity making stuff, really. And I get really lost in it. I get really lost in it, to be honest. I think a herd of elephants have come to the house. So what can I do to combat it? Well, that's the thing with me. I am so honest, it hurts. And it was just like, right, sit down and talk about it in a video. It won't be the most fun video. It won't get the most views. It won't be everybody's cup of tea, but it's mine and this is me. And almost the only way I'm going to find who I am again is by picking a little strand of it and just running with it and threading that into a big blanket of me. I don't know, that wasn't a very good metaphor, was it? I do feel like I'm failing at this blogging thing, and I do feel like I'm not good enough, and I'm putting a lot of pressure on myself because I quit my job and I've moved into someone else's home to look after their kids to allow myself to do it. And it's like, I've made such a huge decision for my life, and I've changed so many things in my life to accommodate take heart in its success that if it doesn't happen in a minute, I have a breakdown. Do you know what I mean? I had a really good talk with Bethan in the week, and we were saying, like, this isn't an overnight thing. You can't create this overnight, and we need to get that in our heads and realise this is going to be a long old slog. But it's our dream. It's mine and Bethan's dream to make our brands a reality, to work in the industry as influencers, as YouTubers, as bloggers. And your dream doesn't happen overnight. Of course it doesn't. It takes so much work, so I don't know why I'm expecting this to. I will go as far as to say I have never had a dream before. I've never dared to let myself dream before. I was always the person that didn't really do that much. I never put 100% of myself into anything, because if I did and I failed, then that risk was too great. I couldn't possibly risk failing and not looking at least perfect. I knew I wasn't perfect, but I had to look like I'd made it. When I was a teenager, I used to do musical theatre. I loved to sing and act and dance, and it got to like A-level time or what you were going to choose to do, and I didn't dare pursue performing arts. I wouldn't have dreamt of it, because that would have been too big of a risk. It would have been a dream. So I went safe with A-levels, which I didn't enjoy, which I wasn't very good at, but I was like, no, that's safe, do that. Even my career, like, I do enjoy finance, I do like it, but it's the safest thing since sliced bread. Of course I chose it. Whenever I talk about finance, I talk about how I fell into that industry, and in some ways I did, but in others I can just see subconsciously I was looking for the safest thing, and that's the safest thing in the world. So yeah, I think I need to accept that this is going to be uncomfortable for a very long time. Hopefully it's going to be uncomfortable for the rest of my life, because it means I'm going to have a dream for the rest of my life. It's funny, because although I have a dream now and it's slightly torturing me, or I'm letting it slightly torture me, it would be far sadder to not have one. And I know that now, like, looking back, not having any self-belief or courage that you could do something, that I could be something or had something to offer. Now I kind of believe that I do have those things, but I'm just afraid of it not being enough and failing. Hence why I want to quit this week and go back to full-time work, because that would be really safe. That would be really safe for me to do. This is just a waffle, isn't it? I don't care. I'm not trying to be anything. If I'm a waffler, I'm a waffler. I said that to Bethan in the week. She was like, oh, that was just a waffle, wasn't it? And I was like, yeah, a plate of waffles. That was such a waffle. Okay, what else? Why else did I want to quit? Oh, money. Money is tight right now. I've always known that no matter what I do, I want to be comfortable, and I made that happen by working very hard and had this big successful career, and I had plenty. I mean, I had stupid money. I was like going on trips every 2 minutes, buying whatever I wanted, just being daft, really. I can't even imagine the amount of money I've wasted. It's quite funny how you would think growing up without money would make you really careful with it, but actually I was just so hungry for it, and then once I had it, I just wanted to live like a millionaire, just like burning it, just throwing it away. And so now, being a part-time nanny, doesn't pay like a finance analyst did. And again, that's really hard when you're in blogging, because everyone's buying new stuff. You're constantly scrolling everybody's outfits and how good they all look, and I'm like, can't afford to buy a new thing. You know what I mean? It's just very different, and it's difficult to get used to, and it is stressing me out. There is a big part of me that just wants to go back to full-time work so that I don't have to worry about money. The stupid thing is, I'm believing the lie that having money will make me better. It'll make me worth more, it'll add to my value, it will make people like me more, or I'll be happier. Sure, I may be more comfortable and therefore less stressed, but actually the amount of money you earn does not a happy person make. I know that. I've been through that when I was working full time and killing myself and getting ill and being so miserable and making the decision to leave because I knew that that wasn't the answer. It's just super easy to slip into old lies. The big reason that I wanted to do this video and just blur it all out as well actually is that a lot of people will have watched my why I quit my job video. They'll probably have watched my nanny au pair video. So it will look like, if you just pick out those little moments, like I made the best decision ever and it's so easy to quit your job, and look at how much fun Tabby's having, and look at her life, and look at this and look at that. I don't regret my decision. It was the right one for me at the time. Every decision I've made this year has always been the right one for me at the time, but none of them have been easy. None of this change has been easy. I haven't skipped into it. Nah, the summer was easy. The summer was loads of fun, just traveling and doing whatever I wanted. But then life That hasn't been easy, and I just wanted to get that message across. Basically, I don't want you looking at me thinking Tabby's life is perfect, I'm gonna go quit my job, become a nanny, be a successful blogger. Do you know what I mean? Apart from the fact I am not a successful blogger, yeah, it just hasn't been easy. Just know that. Equally, if you took me back a few months ago, gave me all the information I have now, I would have made all the decisions the same way. So it's just one of those. So I feel like I don't really know who I am. I feel like I don't really know what I think. I'm unsure as to what direction I'm gonna go in. My faith is making the difference right now. So every day this week I did Bible study. I sat with my Bible for an hour and I read and I learned some stuff and I prayed, and it's incredible how much it's shifting my mindset. If you've never read the Bible, the general message of the New Testament is just that you're loved. That you're loved by God, and that nothing you could do would ever turn him away from you. He loves you, he knows you. You were predestined to be who you are before you were even conceived in your mother's womb. Like, big statements like that. When I'm feeling crap about myself and feeling like I've got nothing to offer anybody, and then I'm reading how loved I am and how just perfectly made I was, you're like, yeah, okay. All right then. And as a Christian, I believe that I have direct communication to God. So when I'm feeling in those places, I get to sit and talk to him. And sometimes I believe he talks back to me, and sometimes I don't hear anything. And I guess when I don't hear anything, it's very easy to fall back into the pit of despair and self-beating. But when he talks to me, I just know everything's going to be okay. So yeah. As well as Jesus, I talked to some of my friends this week. I let people know how I was feeling. I reached out. In the past, I would have just buried it. I would have cut myself probably, or I would have starved or pulled my hair out or scratched or just laid in bed and cried and just really held it in. I know better than that now, so I make sure to tell people when I'm not feeling great, or record a YouTube video telling you lot that I feel like crap. Just get it out. It can feel a bit icky being vulnerable, but my favourite thing to do is to be honest, because once you're honest and show your true self to somebody, or your real emotions or how you're feeling, you give that other person permission to be vulnerable back. Like the amount of messages I get from people when I just have a bit of a blur like this and just tell you all what's going on, people are like, oh my gosh, yes, I feel that, or I felt that in the past, or I've been through that. It gives somebody else the permission to be vulnerable back, and that's really, really cool. So yeah, if you're having a breakdown like I am, get in touch, because we can just be breakdown buddies. I'm not recording this video, well, for attention, just in case that's crossed anybody's mind, but also not for, I don't want a solution. I don't need anybody to be like, oh yeah, if you do X, Y, and Z, that's gonna, because it's not about that. It's just about shared experience. I don't need fixing. Right where I am is just fine, and right where you are is just fine. If you're in the same kind of self-beating, confused place that I am, that's okay. You'll be there for a little bit, and then it'll get better for a bit, and it might come back, or it might get worse, but it always gets better. That's what's kind of cool, is I have hope now. I never used to have hope. If I was feeling low before, I just thought that was my lot in life and that was what I was gonna be. Whereas now I'm like, you're having a bit of a mad moment, it'll be fine, it'll get better. And I can see the truth in situations. If you can see the truth in your situation, then you're free. You've unlocked the cage, you're free to fly. Like, if I had to be really honest, I know I have plenty to offer. I know that I'm good enough. I know that I'm loved. I know that it doesn't matter what anybody else is doing. That doesn't affect my worth or my value or my talents or my skills. I'm so wonderfully unique and talented and creative because that's how I was made. Even if Take Heart doesn't lift off, if it isn't a success, that says nothing about me. That doesn't mean I'm any less lovable than what I am. So the title of this video is I Want to Give Up. And I do, but I'm not a quitter. For all the things I don't think I am sometimes, I know I'm tenacious, and I know that I'm bold, and I go for things in a really big way. I don't take baby steps, I take giant leaps. So I've done this now. I've leapt to Take Heart. I've leapt to pursue my dream. I'm gonna crawl back to safety after the first hurdle, the first rough patch? I have to look at my situation now, see what's not working and adjust. So some ideas I came up with in the week to make this all a little bit easier on me. I, at the moment, do basically like 5 days a week on Take Heart. I'm not very efficient actually in that time. I'm not doing as much as I possibly could. I'm quite lazy. And so what I'm going to do in the new year is just strip Take Heart to 3 days a week. So I have to do all my recording, editing, photographs, writing, scheduling for social media in 3 days. And if I don't do it, then it doesn't get done. Exact same as when I had a full-time job, you know, like Monday to Friday I'd be working all the time. I'd pretty much just have Saturday, and I managed to enjoy it just doing Saturday, so I don't see why I'm not now enjoying it when I've got 5 days to put it all together. So that's number one, is readjusting the balance in my life and making sure that I'm not letting it take over. With my spare 2 days, I'm going to look for a little part-time job. If I could just earn like 200 to 400 quid more a month, I'd be so much more comfortable. I'm definitely going to carry on reading my Bible. I even started making little prayer cards to put next to my bed, so any really good prayers that I see or things that I'm really inspired by, I'm just writing down, keeping them by my bed so I can have a little read. Other things I could do with more sleep. I think we all could probably. Sleep, I need to eat more. I don't eat a lot because I'm anxious, but that needs to change. Yeah, more me time, more relaxing. Just stepping out of the craziness sometimes. Keep talking to my friends. A new but very wise friend asked me what I needed this week. And I was like, what? He's like, so, you know, you're not in a good place, you're feeling a bit low and you've got all this going on. What do you need from me? Is it a hug? Do you just want me to listen? Do you want me to offer you solutions? Like, what would you like? Like, let people know how they can help you. And I just thought that was very smart. So I don't know. I don't know how people can help me when I'm low, but I'm just going to keep talking to them about it. Maybe I'll manage to figure out what makes me feel a bit better. To summarise, just stop believing the lies. Stop letting the lies in, because I know it's all, do you know what I mean? Sorry, I don't like swearing on YouTube, but it's anyway, I'm gonna wrap this up. I hope you enjoyed it. It's a bit of a weird one. If you're thinking or feeling any of the same things I am, I hope it's given you some like solace that there are other people that are feeling the same way, and not that I imagine anyone looks at me and thinks I've got my together, because come on, but if you do think I am all together and all happy and perfect at all times, I hope this has shown you that I'm really not. Really not. I go home on the 18th of December and I'm super excited. I've got 2 weeks off, so I'm just gonna really relax and just spend time with my dad and my sister and my friends and just chill, and I think that's going to make the world of difference. Christmas will help, I'm sure. I hope you all have a lovely Christmas. I'll speak to you again before then, and I'm gonna do a New Year's resolutions video. Like, I don't really believe in New Year's resolutions because I'm constantly changing and making decisions for my happiness throughout the year, so I don't need like one day to tick over for me to decide to make changes. But seeing as though I'm making them willy-nilly, I might as well do a few at the socially acceptable point in the year that everybody else does. If you haven't subscribed already, please do. I'm working really hard, blah blah blah, lots of content, la la la. Most of it is actually structured, unlike this. Do subscribe if you fancy. Thank you for watching, and I will see you again really soon. Bye.